Just going to stand for the German national anthem.
Of Germany. Meine Damen und Herren, liebe Motorsportfreunde, Capital Baustoffe präsentiert Ihnen den Co-Main Event des heutigen Abends. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Co-Main Event of tonight. 10 rounds for the International German Heavyweight Championship. And now introducing first zuerst der Supervisor Christian Ritter vom BDB, Bund Deutscher Berufsboxer. Sollte der Kampf über die volle Distanz gehen, sind die 3 Punktrichter bzw. unsere Punktrichterin Adina Zins, Andreas Schweiger und Dieter Adam, alle 3 aus der Bundesrepublik Deutschland. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the blue corner, nun meine Damen und Herren, die blaue Ecke. 26 Jahre ist der Jungbräuchte, gestern mal wiegen 105,0 Kilogramm auf die Waage, eine Körpergröße von 1,92 m. He's a professional since 2017. His fighting record, 27 fights, 22 wins, 13 big wins by way of KO. He is the Czech heavyweight champion from Ústí nad Labem from the Czech Republic, Tomas. Meine Damen und Herren, die rote Ecke. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the red corner from Coach Boxing. 29 Jahre jung, gestern mal wiegen 99,5 Kilogramm auf der Waage, bei der Körpergröße von 1,95 m. He's a professional since 2015. His fighting record, 10 fights, 8 victories, 5 big wins by way of KO, all the way from Bielina, Bosnia and Herzegovina, the white sniper, Dusan Veletic. The referee in charge of the action, der Richter Hendrik Schramm aus der Bundesrepublik Deutschland.
Okay, we're going into the co-main event of the evening. Dusan Veletic versus Tomas Salek. Veletic is 29, Salek is 26. They're about the same height, give or take 3 centimeters. Veletic weighed in 99.5 kilos. Salek weighed in a little bit heavier, 105. Veletic is 8'11". Salek is 22 and 5. Going into the final instructions now between the two gentlemen for the German heavyweight title.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the night. 10 rounds, internationale deutsche Meisterschaft im Schwergewicht. Seconds out, Ring 5 und 1, Round 1.
Now here we go, round 1 of this co-main event, 10 rounds in the heavyweight division. Both of the gentlemen up there look in tremendous shape tonight. It's orthodox versus orthodox, on the ugly style matchups you may have had earlier in the night. Both of them heavyweights, both of them big boys, both of them can bang. Let's see where we go. Veletic trying to be a little bit quicker, trying to jab a little bit more. So Veletic really throwing those early, powerful right hands. Salek with a nice jab. Veletic looping his right hand in. Both of them very tall, 6'5" and 6'3.5". Seeing Veletic favouring the jab. favouring movement. Salek putting his hands up, moving his head as he's coming, and he's looking to come inside to land his heavy shots. Veletic, who's got 5 knockouts and 8 wins, is trying to stay a little bit more, I think, on the outside, and then looping in big, wild, looping shots. This is a 10-round fight for the German heavyweight title. It's our co-main event of the evening. It's here from the Stadthalle Falkensee, beautiful small village on the outskirts of Berlin. My name's Pete Carville. I'm glad to be leading you through tonight's action. See the boys now, as you go into the final minute of the first round, have learned to settle a little bit, trying to conserve their energy. We can see Salek's corner is yelling to him as he's actually fighting. Salek aiming a jab for the body. Veletic jabbing from the outside. Not much really to separate them in this first round as we go into the final 30 seconds. Still trying to figure out each other's style. Looking at the pair of them stood above me now, you can see the pair are in tremendous physical shape. And Veletic moves incredibly well for a heavyweight. Veletic, who weighed in yesterday at 99.5 kilos, that's 219 pounds in old money. So he's actually fairly on the light side for a heavyweight. He's a good height at 6'5", but 219 is a little bit on the light side. Wouldn't surprise me if he moved down, ventured to somewhere like Bridgerweight, which is 224. Salek, meanwhile, weighed in at 105 kilos yesterday. In old money, that's going to be somewhere around 235, 240 pounds. Now the crowd is starting to build here at Stadthalle Falkensee, just outside Berlin. What promises to be a great main event evening, brought to you by Touch Boxing Promotion and Agon Sports, an event exclusive on Dusan in the UK and US and Built Plus in Germany. My name's Pete Carville, I'm the commentator taking you through tonight's action as we now go into the second round of this 10-round heavyweight event, a match for the German heavyweight title between Dusan Veletic and Tomas Salek. Salek is from Czech Republic, he's the Czech heavyweight champion. Veletic above me, he lives in Serbia, he's reaching Bosnia-Herzegovina. And we're watching two big men in the ring, two big men obviously dreaming of not just the German title, but of bigger dreams, maybe a European title, maybe a heavyweight title shot. That's the thing about the heavyweight division, there's so many quality fighters, so many quality fighters in there. There's always something special about watching the heavyweights fight. The air literally moves in a different frequency. We're seeing a lot more Veletic moving, trying to just throw counter punches from the back foot. We've seen Salek a little bit slower, trying to slow him down with shots to the body. Nice hooks from Veletic. Okay, a slightly scrappy exchange in the middle there as we come up to the halfway point of round number 2. Veletic trying to stay on the outside, concentrating on the jab, concentrating on looping the right hand. He switches stances there for a second to southpaw, like he's trying to spend a few rounds just frustrating Salek, frustrating him, staying on the outside, making him work, trying to show him that he's faster, that he's got more skills. Salek has a mean look on his face at 6'3.5", and that shape and that size and the condition he looks in, I wouldn't want him to get a mean look with me. Veletic landing his fairly light right hand, just sort of showboating a little bit, turning southpaw, throwing very light jabs that don't mean anything, just look or try to make his opponent look a little bit silly. We still have 8 rounds to go after this one in the heavyweight division. At some point, the boys are going to settle down. They'll start trading a little bit more at close quarters. You can see the empty stands in the background there. That's not because there's no demand for tickets, it's just where the TV crew has got most of their cameras parked up. As we come to the end of round 2, and we see Tomas Salek is in the ring above me. His coach is telling him where he's going wrong. Looking over Dusan Veletic. Okay, he's waved away. He's fine. There's no. His nose seems fine. He's waved away his corner. He was trying to look at his nose. We are going into the 3rd round. Yes, we're going into the 3rd round. On paper, it seems that Tomas Salek is one of those guys who's good but not great. A good stepping stone for European level fighters. Dusan Veletic is possibly headed in the same direction. But what is important to remember when you're watching a boxing match is that it's not always about the best fighters in the world. It's the best of fighters that are best placed to fight each other. And as always with the heavyweights, anyone can take anybody out at any single one time. See a nice combination there from Salek. Salek starting to get slightly closer and closer to Veletic. Veletic finding it's not as easy for him now to stay on the outside in this, the 3rd round of a 10-round heavyweight fight. Down here at the Stadthalle Falcons there, I was here early this year actually to watch Jack Kulkai versus Murtazaliev for the Super Welterweight Championship. My God, that was a good fight. I wish you could have been here to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Murtazaliev is fighting later tonight. We have a cut. We have a cut to the right eye of Veletic. Referee's calling in the ring doctor. It's hard for us to see from this angle, but it's bad enough to call in the ring doctor. Ring doctor's okay that we can go back to the action. Veletic now with the knowledge that he does have a cut above his right eye, a cut that's already seen the ring doctor called in, and the blood is starting once again to flow down the right hand side of his face from a punch from Tomas Salek, the Czech heavyweight. Tomas Salek. Salek now biding his time, waiting until he gets it. Oh, he's been caught with a 3 left hook, and Veletic nearly went down, but it was more a slip than anything else. Veletic turning southpaw again, throwing a right jab. And Salek trying to make him move, moving around himself, not letting him set his feet. Salek throwing a left hook there that just misses Veletic. And now we're starting to see the battle of attrition begin to develop between these two, as Veletic will surely start to slow in the next couple of rounds, and then it will be one big guy hitting another, and we've just seen an exchange between the two on the ropes above me, and then Veletic moves off. Veletic obviously trying to keep on maintaining that distance between him and Tomas Salek. We see the looping left hands and the flickering southpaw jabs from Veletic. We've just heard the bell go for the end of the third round. It's a 10-round fight for the German heavyweight title between Dusan Veletic, who calls himself the White Sniper, and Tomas Salek, who's the Czech heavyweight champion. You know that Salek has 22 wins, 13 have come via the early route, and he has 5 losses. What's interesting about the 5 losses is that 3 of them have come by stoppage. So he lost a unanimous decision in April this year at the Egertrans Arena in Germany. He's also lost by TKO in the first round to Nathan Gorman in Liverpool. That was about just over 2 years ago. And we've seen Ali in Sheffield stop him in 3 rounds. So we go into round 4. The other losses are lost in 6 rounds to Peter Kadiru at the Adel Optics Arena in Hamburg. So Salek seems to be a guy that's good to a certain level, but that's about it. He's fighting Dusan Veletic tonight. We're going to see how good Veletic is. Is Veletic above the level that Salek can fight at, or is he one and the same? And we've just seen some great combinations from Veletic there. Just moving around, trying to tire out Salek. Salek known he has to keep his hands up. Left hook misses Veletic. Veletic seems to be happy to loop in right hands like this. Back to that southpaw jab. It's a question as to why he does that. He doesn't seem to do anything other than annoy Salek. So referee is checking the gloves. And we have a left hook just caught Salek as he was coming. Another cuffing one there. Salek throwing his own left hook that's been caught on the elbow and the shoulder of Veletic. Going to the final minute and a half of round 4. And Veletic is opening up a little bit more. He's frustrating Salek a little bit more. Seeing a gulf in class between the two men. Salek, a stepping stone for European heavyweight looking to move up. Veletic trying to move past that level. Final minute now of round 4. That looping right hand. Oh, he's mixing an uppercut there. Salek not sure what will work, but convinced that something will work at some point if he keeps on doing it. Another left hook. These little cuffing, chipping left hooks from Veletic, they're going to start adding up if they're not adding up already. Seen Salek fighting a little bit more at distance, a few more wild hooks, a few more jabs. I think he's starting to realise now that he doesn't have much chance of getting inside. He's just caught Veletic with something that looked for a second as if it might have stunned him, but it seemed he was more likely off balance. As we come to the end of round 4, the fighters go back to their corners, and we are now hitting the 5th round of this 10-round fight in the heavyweight division between Dusan Veletic and Tomas Salek for the German heavyweight title. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to you live from the Stadthalle Falkensee just outside Berlin, Germany. My name is Pete Carver. I'm leading you through tonight's action. I'm the author of the book Death of a Boxer. I've been living in Germany for 14 years and I've been boxing for something like 24 at this point. God, I feel old.
Málo ho mlátíš do těla, toho hrozně unavuje. Ten zadní hák do těla byl fantastický. Jo? Pojďme dělat více zadní
Slight
hádu.
mark above the eye of Tomas Salek. Nothing to worry about. Veletic is back out. He looks happy to continue. The referee's now calling him in for round 5. So far, I'd say Veletic has picked up all 4 rounds. If he's not picked up 4, then he's picked up 3. Salek is back to covering up, trying to walk inside. He throws the left hook again, and then they tie up. Tonight's boxing brought to you by Agon Sports and Events here in Berlin, Germany, along with Kutch Boxing Promotion. We're coming to you live on DAZN in the UK and US, and on Built Plus in Germany. And we are watching a fight between 2 heavyweight, Dusan Veletic and Tomas Salek, for the German heavyweight title. Veletic has been doing this, switching to southpaw and then looping in a loose left uppercut. Salek has been trying to walk his man down for the last 4, nearly 5 rounds. We've really not seen the fireworks start in this fight, but as with the heavyweights, as always, it takes one punch to change the course of a fight. These are big boys, and these big boys can bang. Okay, halfway through round 5. We're starting to see Veletic staying on the inside a little bit more, opening up a little bit more. We've seen Tomas Salek still trying to walk in, still trying to go to the body. We've seen that movement, frustrated by the movement and the jabs of Veletic, who's now landing looping punches around the guard. He's just landed a nice right hand against Tomas Salek, and then showboating again with the southpaw jab. Salek not giving up. Salek still trying to find a way to win, and he still can win. We've still got 5 rounds left after this one. Veletic seemingly happy to stay on the outside, happy to loop in left hooks, happy to throw little slapping jabs, not sitting down on his punches, just trying to show that he can be a matador in the ring over 10 rounds. That's 10 rounds, and we now go into the final few seconds of round 5. And we are seeing the difference between a very fast fighter who knows how to throw a jab and a slower fighter who does not know how to counter it. We're going now to the second half of the fight, round 6 of this 10-round fight between Dusan Veletic and Tomas Salek for the German heavyweight title. Brought to you from Stadthalle Falkensee, just outside Berlin, Germany. It's a beautiful little village down here. If you're ever in Berlin and you get tired of the city itself, I recommend you come down and visit Falkensee. And we're in the city hall. There's probably about 2,000 people here to watch the show. It's the biggest event in German boxing this weekend, and I'm just looking at the cut on Veletic's eyelid. That's a nasty, nasty cut, and looks to be about an inch long, and it's on the eyelid itself, which is a terrible place to get cut. Right, round 6. And the boys are boxing. It's a fight between the big boys, 2 boys in the heavyweight division. It's for the German heavyweight title. Veletic has spent the first half of the fight staying on the outside. Salek has been trying to bring the fight to the inside. Veletic has not had it all his own way, but he's done enough, I think, to win the first half of the fight, probably by 4 rounds. As always, and a right hand has just caught Salek on the chin. Veletic seems to be tired. He's halfway through the fight. He's probably wondering if this is going to stay his plan for the whole fight. He's just been caught. A left hook from Salek there has just got his attention. There seems to be something possibly in his eye. Light punches, not sitting down on those punches, just enough to frustrate, to tire, to wear out, to frustrate Salek. But he's not throwing punches really to hurt him. Seeing really the same game plan for the entire fight. We've seen Veletic stay on the outside. He looks to the outside for some reason, and he throws that sort of light jab, not sitting down on his punches, occasionally turning southpaw to throw a jab from that stance. Really trying to frustrate and annoy Salek. Salek comes into the fight as the Czech heavyweight champion. Salek, his last fight was against, from my notes, ladies and gentlemen, his last fight was against Milan Helevic in the Unip Arena in Prague. He won that on points over 4. His fight before that, he lost over 10 in Germany. In fact, he's won pretty much every fight since 2022, apart from a 10-round unanimous decision loss earlier this year. Veletic catching him once again with the left hook over the top. Veletic won here in October last year, pretty much a year ago, was Velicic's last fight against Eric Pfeiffer. He won by TKO in the 7th round. And now we're seeing a left hook land from Salek. Veletic moving, trying to frustrate him, and we're coming into the end of the round. That's the end of the round, and the boys go back to their corners. Their coaches and trainers will be looking after them. And we go into round 7. So that's round 7. We've got 4 rounds left until the end of the bout. It's essentially been one-way traffic. Dusan Veletic. We're starting to see blood on the nose of Tomas Salek, the head from the Czech Republic. He looks tired, his mouth is open, he's possibly wondering what he's going to be doing for the last 4 rounds. Over in the red corner, they are fanning down Dusan Veletic, who looks very cool as a cucumber. We're going into round 7. Round 7, and we are off. Tomas Salek pushing, always pushing, as he's pushed for the first 6 rounds of this fight. Trying to get inside, and then he throws punches, and he hopes that a big one will land against Dusan Veletic, who's been moving around, trying to show him that he's the better, more skilled boxer. Veletic, who's refused to sit down on his punches, who's not given Salek the room he needs to show that he can punch. Both fighters have been defeated in the past. Veletic has got 1 loss and 1 draw on his record. Salek has got 5 losses on his. Veletic slowing now. Salek seems to be tired. Can't take advantage of that. Salek caught with a jab. Holding. Referee pulls them apart. We are now, for these two, we are going into the deep waters. Veletic shakes his head. Nope, didn't hurt me. Okay, final minute of round 7. You can see obviously both men are tired in the ring. Veletic has slowed down. Salek has also slowed down. He can't take advantage of the deceleration in Veletic's game. Oh, and the slip. Referee rules it a slip. It was obviously a slip, a wild punch thrown off balance. 30 seconds left of round 7. And we are now going into what would be the closing stages of the fight. 8, 9, 10, 3 rounds left, and the gum shield is out on the floor. And both men are probably grateful of this short break. The mouthpiece belongs to Salek. Veletic is in a neutral corner. They're waiting for the mouthpiece to be cleaned. Salek tosses above me. And the touch gloves, and we are back for the final 10 seconds of round number 7. Both men looking tired. Both men struggling to find a way into the other one. Action comes to you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, from Stadthalle Falkensee on the outskirts of Berlin. My name's Pete Carver. I'm the author of the book Death of a Boxer, and I'm here to talk you through tonight's fights, hopefully to give you some insight into the lives and minds of professional boxers. It's a great night of boxing. It's one of the biggest nights in German boxing this year, and we're currently watching a heavyweight fight for the German heavyweight title between Dusan Veletic and Tomas Salek. Salek, who's on my right in the white shorts, is the Czech heavyweight champion. Veletic on my left in the black shorts is from Serbia, but he's based, I think, here in Germany. He's 6'5", against Salek, who's 6'3.5". We go now into the final 3 rounds. This is round 8 of a 10-round fight, and Veletic seems to have been told, sit down on your punches at this point. He's tired. So let's see, are we going to see a change in the action in round 8?
My už nevíme, co ti do prdele máme říkat! Porvi se do boxuj už, kurva!
Seeing Veletic is favoured moving on the outside, favoured keeping his distance for this fight. We're now starting to see him slow. We're seeing the action move to slightly closer quarters, but we're also seeing a tired Tomas Salek, who's struggling to fill that distance between himself and Veletic. We've seen a cut above Veletic's eye early in the fight, a cut that looked bad but seems to have been stopped. We've seen a left hand from Veletic is caught Salek twice, 3 times, 4 times in the last few seconds. And now we've seen Veletic refusing to sit down on his punches, flicking the jab, flipping the hook, refusing to engage on the inside. Veletic at 6'5", weighs only about 219 pounds. He's fairly slow. Sorry, I apologise. He's fairly small for a heavyweight. He's definitely not slow. It's surprised that they haven't moved him down to bridge your weight at 224. Indeed, at his frame, he could probably make 200 as well. So a cruiserweight at 6'5", who moves like this guy, could be something special indeed. Seems that Veletic lacks the power to fight the big boys in this division, but he definitely would have a good crack down at cruiserweight or even bridgerweight. We go into the final 33, 2, 1, 30 seconds of round 8. Fight that's never really caught fire, but sometimes they just don't. You see Tomas Salek, the Czech heavyweight champion, is blinking as if there's something in his eye. It was only early this year that this same hall played host to Jack Kulkai's last fight against Bakram Murtazaliev. It was a tremendous fight. I honestly, if you can find it anywhere and watch it, watch that fight. Jack Kulkai's last fight, the IBF Super Welterweight Championship. At the end of round 8, we're going into round 9. Between uppercuts and hooks land from Veletic. We're seeing Salek's corner giving him the advice they can. They're giving him water. Selek looks as if he doesn't know what he's going to do for the next 2 rounds, or then he's going to do those 2 rounds.
Seconds out, ringfrei, Runde 9, round 9.
And we go into round 9. And there's the bell. As you can hear some yelling, it's the corner telling Salek what to do. Veletic is still moving. He just caught him with a nice little left hook on the way in. Veletic is still moving. He's not throwing as much as he did in the early rounds. Salek starting to look a little bit discouraged. I think he wanted this fight to be closer, physically closer. He wanted to be fighting on the inside. He wanted to show off his strength against a man who may be a lot lighter than himself. There's a nearly 6 kilogram weight difference between the two of them. Right hook again, followed by a left hook. And we are in the final 2 minutes. Veletic catching with a left hook again. Veletic has fought a disciplined game plan tonight. His strategy seems to have been stay on the outside, jab, don't stop, don't sit down on your punches, don't throw with power, try and catch with counters, catch with check hooks. Don't worry about going for the knockout. Show off that you can be the better boxer in the ring. And it's a discipline that he stayed with for 9 rounds at this point. Very much the closing stages of the fight, and he catches again with the left hook. Oh, the right hand just shook Salek a little bit, and another right uppercut. Could this be the moment that Veletic has been waiting for, working his way towards for the last 8.5 rounds? See, a snort from Salek. Wild punches, wild left hooks from Salek. Just jacked, just jabbed, just told by Veletic, every one of those punches, look, I can still catch you with this. I can still catch you, and I can still, if not hurt you, then I can get you with everything that I throw. And we're seeing Salek is now starting to be backed up a little bit. The punches have got a little bit more meat on them. The sounds are a little bit heavier. You can hear the slap of wet glove, the wet leather on skin. Another counter left. See in the second row then, the other side of the ring, Uli Wegner, one of Germany's most prominent, famous trainers, one of the most successful as well. Marco Huck and Arthur Abraham among his charges. And we're now going into what is the final round of the night, the 10th round of boxing, this German heavyweight championship between Dusan Veletic and Tomas Salek. I think it's fairly safe to say that Veletic has won pretty much every round. He's stayed on the outside, he's jabbed, he's thrown the uppercut when he's needed to, and he's thrown these little left hooks that have just caught Salek as he's come in, and have shown him that, yes, I can catch you with things. I may not be able to hurt you with the punches that I land, but I can certainly catch you with them, and that's been the story all night for this heavyweight competition between these two big men, as we now go into what is the final round, the 10th round of the fight for the German heavyweight championship.
Letzte Runde, final round.
Final round, and we're probably going to see Salek aiming to get the knockdown against Dusan Veletic, because I think he needs the knockdown to win. Can he get it? Well, he has 13 knockouts in 22 victories, so yes, he can punch, and these are the heavyweights, and one punch can change everything. As we now go into the final couple of minutes of this bout, Veletic has stayed to the game plan all night of jabbing and moving this heavyweight competition. As to whether he'll stay up in the heavyweights after this, it's all to play for. He could easily lift some weights, put some muscle on, get up to about 240 and be a contender. He could easily just lose 20 pounds as well and come down to cruiser. He could even fight at the state he's in now at the bridgerweight division, which is new, which hasn't had a fighter or a champion of note just yet, but it's there, and there's belts, and where there's belts in boxing, there's money. Salek trying to take his man out with one big left hand, and the boys have just come over to the ropes now above me. They're both tired. They both know they've got a minute and a half left. It's nearly home time. It's time for one of them to win. It's time for one of them to lose. I doubt we're going to see a draw tonight. And then after this fight, 1 minute 18 seconds left. After this fight, we're going to go to the main event of the evening. 12 rounds for the IBF super middleweight title. A fight between William Skull and Vladimir Shishkin. Cuba versus Russia here in Berlin, Germany. Don't let anybody ever tell you that boxing is not an international sport. A nasty left hook from Tomas Salek there in the final minute of the fight. Not enough to change things, it seems. He's walking in and he's throwing blindly. Veletic deciding, yep, I'm going to just stay on my back foot. I'm going to move around. I'm going to make you look like you can't catch me. I am the matador. You are the bull. And this is it. 14, 13, 12, 11 and 10 seconds left to the end of the fight. And we hear it go. A few seconds left. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all she wrote. That's the end of this 10-round heavyweight fight between Dusan Veletic and Tomas Salek for the German heavyweight title. And we now move to a points decision. A points decision then will be, I assume, a unanimous decision for Dusan Veletic. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting for the official verdict to come our way. My name's Pete Carville. I've been walking you through tonight's fight. I'm the author of the book Death of a Boxer, and I've been taking you through tonight's fights here from the beautiful village of Falkensee on the outskirts of Berlin. Coming up very soon, in about 10 minutes or so, we will have the fight between William Skull and Vladimir Shishkin. We are just currently waiting for the verdict in our last fight, a fight over 10 rounds for the German heavyweight title between Dusan Veletic and Tomas Salek. And it will be with you very, very soon. my sheet, ladies and gentlemen, telling me what's going to happen tonight. We have the main event taking place at 11:30 Germany time. That's exactly 30 minutes from now. And we will... I am looking forward to that. I don't know about you, but I'm certainly looking forward to the main event of the evening. My name's Pete Carville. I've been with you all night, trying to illuminate and elucidate the lives and minds of boxers and boxing for this World Championship fight from Berlin, Germany. As we now move up to the ring, I can see the cards are coming in. We're about to hear the official verdict in this fight, so I'm going to drop out for a few seconds while our ring announcer takes over.
Ladies and gentlemen, fight fans, here we go. Big round of applause for both fighters. Nochmal einen großen Applaus für beide Kämpfer. Das offizielle Urteil, as we go to the scorecards. Adina Zins und Andreas Schweiger werden den Kampf 98-92. Both scored the fight 98-92. And Dieter Adams scored the fight 97-93. 97-93, and the new German heavyweight champion from Kutsch Boxing, Dusan Veletic. Unanimous decision.
So no surprises there, ladies and gentlemen. Unanimous decision for Dusan Veletic of Kutsch Boxing Promotion, who are the co-promoters of tonight's event. Dusan Veletic is the new German heavyweight champion. Coming up in about 30 minutes, we are going to have William Skull versus Vladimir Shishkin for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World. And that is a fight I'm looking forward to.